off to a strong start with their draft so far. And I feel as if they're the stronger team. We're only 3 picks into one side and 2 in the other. I am favoring Quincy Crew here. They look kind of baffled here on Beast Coast, in fact, because you know they only 12 seconds of reserve time left. Like you say, they take Vengeful Spirit, and that's one of your solutions to the Legion Commander duel.
Yeah.
But it doesn't counter out that duel into the global silence, and if you're not going to have the farm to be able to get yourself Guardian Greaves or Lotus Orb or anything to dispel that global at any time this game. So because of that, it feels a little bit awkward. You could combo into this Vengeful Spirit and go some of these other things that we've seen that work well with it, like the Drow Ranger or the Medusa.
I wanted to say Storm, but...
For East Coast?
Yeah, no, for Quincy Crew.
Okay.
It makes sense because we've seen that combination. It seems very mobile. Like you said, you're trying to set up that presence with the silencer. If you can just work with global silence, go in ball lightning. Even without the silencer, I think we've seen this combination before. The Storm Spirit as well as the Marana, ball lightning in, electric vortex, pull them back into the arrow. Have that setup combination early on, and do what you can to take out these heroes. But now they go Medusa. And that's the Medusa Venge combination that's been popular for a couple of months. Not as popular these days, but was certainly popular about a couple months ago. And now we're back to seeing it. And I wonder, what do you do for Quincy Crew? Do you all of a sudden try to pick up somebody who's going to go Diffusal Blade? Or are you looking towards maybe Yawar being on the Phantom Lancer?
I think at this point, Beast Coast tries to ban out the Diffusal Blade. They try to ban out the Anti-Mage as well. It's probably going to be the next one. So, of course, Spectre, natural carrier of that Diffusal Blade, does have that global presence as well. Yep. I think if you had the Silencer, the Storm Spirit, and the Spectre all on your team, it would be too much for the side of Beast Coast to deal with. So the Spectre being banned out first makes the most sense to me. I do think Quincy Crew was expecting that Medusa pick from the enemy team, though. And you saw the laugh thing come out from MSS afterwards. It's like, okay, we knew exactly what we're dealing with here. We're probably going to know exactly how to counter you as well. Medusa is all right against Storm Spirit in the mid lane. Again, Medusa likes playing against melee heroes or people who have to walk into the wave. Storm Spirit likes to walk in, drop that Remnant, and then secure 1 or 2 CS with that, then get a third or harass the enemy with his Overload. So the Snake is always going to come out into the Storm Spirit and you need to see heavy harass from that one. So around level 5, Storm Spirit's not going to be able to exist inside the lane anymore. He's going to get back, go to the jungle, and then look for kills. Medusa's just going to kind of sit in the mid lane and exist. But the Venge Medusa combo, like I said when the Venge was picked up, these two are really strong together. The extra attack range and agility that you get from the aura gives you, I guess, that much further reach, that much more damage, makes yourself that much harder to go on. And if you commit onto the Medusa, suddenly you swap back and you're suddenly facing the Vengeful Spirit. You're in a position where you're all just kind of hit by the Stone Gaze from far away. You're not able to run because you're being slow and she's quicker, especially when she has a Scotty. And the positioning that those two exchange when that happens is just so nice for Medusa. The Anti-Mage is banned out.
Yeah, I think this Medusa goes safe lane. I mean, that's what's expected from Quincy Crew. They're banning out mid still. They're banning out the Death Prophet as well as the Tiny. I mean, you've got your offlaner in the Bat Rider. Medusa doesn't... I don't know. I mean, maybe they're expecting the Medusa not to go mid.
I think it'll be mid.
They'll pick DK, and that's more of a mid hero.
All right, Beast Coast proving me wrong. Quincy Crew also think that I'm wrong. So we got 10 very smart people in this game. Then there's me. I'll accept that it's probably not Medusa being played mid is the best play. Maybe you want somebody who's able to take a little bit more axe around the map, pressure the tower. I hate that hero. I hate it.
I know you hate it, but I think I like it here. These fights seem like they could be drawn out to the point where Yawar all of a sudden has a bunch of stacks of Essence Shift and just rips through everybody.
Fish apologist, get out of my Dota 2 broadcast. Oh, okay. It's Chris Luck. Yeah, mid on the Dragon Knight. Yawar is going to be on the Slark. Quinn is going to be able to get CS in the mid lane, spamming out his Remnant. He's not going to have to get back in the jungle when he hits level 5, fortunately. This Yawar, I guess you're just so worried about the sticky napalm from the Bat Rider that it you basically go, okay, well, we can run Phantom Lancer or we can run Slark. It's your choice. And they decide to run the Slark here. It plays a little bit more aggressive than some other carries, but as I said, you know, you fall off. This does fit the role of that natural diffusal blade carrier that you were talking about, though. Slark does like building that these days.
Yep.
So you might try to run this draft a little bit faster on Quincy Crew, and Slark is a hero that if he goes a diffusal blade build, he'll come online quicker and he'll try to end this game out. So we'll see how this goes. Can the Dragonite hold and take down towers fast enough to stop this aggression from Quincy Crew, or will the Medusa come online and get that farm and them having that powerful late game combo between Vengeful Spirit and Medusa? We'll see. My money, this game definitely on Quincy Crew. I think they're the stronger team between the two, and as much as I hate Slark, I think their draft is just a little bit better with that global presence, with that Storm Spirit, Legion Commander, and Global Silence threat constantly coming out.
Prepare yourselves for the main event.
So let's see how this goes. First game between these two teams. Schofield's played really well on this clockwork. I'm excited to see if he can get something done in this game. I though worry about Beast Coast. I wonder how early Quincy Crew are going to activate. Are they a level 6 team as much as Beast Coast seem to be?
I don't know, man. I'm lost for words here with some of what Beast Coast has done. Like they do have potential to win here. I thought this would be like an easy 2-0 for Quincy Crew. But Quincy Crew are gonna have to make some mistakes and allow Medusa to come online and like not close out these games and get these early towers. Pause coming out. It is a BTS Pro Series 3 tradition. Brought to you by Monster Energy, everybody. This does give me a chance to quickly sprint to my fridge and grab one of the monsters that I was chilling. So I'll hand you guys off to Bkop for 30 seconds.
So I get to cover while he goes and gets himself a monster, runs to his fridge. My fridge is pretty far as well. Take a look at all these items that are set right now. You got those share tangos for Quinn, of course, as well as Chris Salk. It's going to be K1 up top, and nobody here just yet, but you assume that he's going to be there with the Venge. Clock and Bat Rider lane makes a lot more sense, so Venge probably going up towards top. I will say, though, that having these three heroes down bottom potentially for first blood could definitely work out really well for Beast Coast.
I imagine you solved Dota while I was away.
I did solve Dota.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, everyone, Dota is not a strategy game, but a puzzle, and Bkop has finally put the pieces together. It's a shame I couldn't be here for it.
As I have and as I should.
Masterpiece.
So who's Slark gonna be in this lane with? Silencer? Yeah, at least that's what it's looking like. Of course, they brought the Mirana down just in case. We'll see what it is level 1 for your Lark, because you can always go pounce into an arrow.
This is gonna sting.
You could. You do have a little bit of maneuver space there. Move around inside that 400 leash radius. But it does have potential to set up that arrow, especially if you're in a bit of a narrow path. We'll see how they decide to do this, though. He hasn't put any points into his abilities yet. Usually you want to go level 1 Essence Shift because it lets you trade with the enemy heroes. Of course, if Whisper is running at him, you might want to go level 1 Dark Pack. He has to worry about too many stacks of sticky napalm landing on him. They both started with their magic sticks in lane. And, if they're smart, it depends how the lane goes, honestly. I have said this before. I hate magic wands, but if you're playing against a bat and you're able to get those 20 wand charges, great. Go for it. But if you're never going to go above 10, you're constantly keeping your HP topped up with this, you don't go for the magic wand to waste 150 gold, especially if you don't need to save yourself the inventory slots.
So they'll send MSS up towards top with Lelis. Looking over against K1 and Stinger, that's no surprise. Wave of Terror level 1, so the lockdown is non-existent for the Dire side. We'll see how that works out. There is the early arrow for MSS.
Try harder.
And we'll see how he uses this early arrow. You usually see Maranas either think about going for the arrow or just shooting it over at camps, getting a little bit of extra farm.
Stinger not messing around though, eager to trade with the MSS, take advantage of this wave of terror. So he takes a lot of damage there. Does have himself Tango sent out the start. Ooh, the arrow! My God, that is embarrassing for K1. Dies at level 1, but MSS, this young sniper. My God, somebody get this guy a Counter-Strike contract.
Sign him for Astralis. Oh my God.
Oh! See, this is what I talked about, though. Oh, the pause comes out. He's flexing on him now. MSS, relax, buddy. What? This is what I talked about in a number of series that we see Marana's Bkop. You line up those arrows with the enemy heroes, and you line them up in such a way where it hits a creep if it doesn't get the hero. That way you don't really waste the mana, so the range creep is secured in the event that it misses. So you either get the harass or you get the guaranteed CS. That is the difference between a high IQ Marana player and a low IQ one. And, given the fact that you got first blood, you almost grabbed both of those heroes there against Beast Coast. MSS, the highest IQ Marana player? Question mark.
Next question. Yeah, of course.
All right. Mid lane. I want to see how this one is going. Storm Spirit, of course, having a little bit of an advantage over Chris Luck here at the start. He's got the static revenant. He's got 2 points into overload. So he's looking to harass. He's probably going to go for this kill lane. A lot of the time, you see Storm Spirits go 1-1-1 in the mid. When you're up against a Dragon Knight, you don't have that same kill potential because he has that extra armor and HP regen from Dragon's Blood. So because of that lack of kill potential that your overload, electric vortex can give you.
Dark Pacting, SVG getting low, in trouble. He'll die to Whisper, Yawar. He's not exactly in the best spot. Level 2 Dark Pact Pounce is his first 2 skills.
He's fine though. He's got 20 magic wand charges, and he had them while he was under the cogs. He was in no danger there. He's not trapped in there with you. You're trapped in there with him. I want that to be clear. But he needs to just pop this one though. It is great if you have a wand with 20 charges to be able to turn. All right, yeah, he popped it. But if you're letting the enemy spam sticky napalm and you're not building up the charge, that is possible HP and mana that you are not getting if you're not at full. Pop the wand, heal up.
K1 taking a lot of damage. Well, it's just running at him. MSS, he's got an arrow to throw and gets it. Another arrow lands out of mana, out of time, and out of life for this Medusa, dead for the second time.
K1, he's feeling pretty miserable here. I mean, he's got to point into Mana Shield rather than the split shot. He's not going to be using it right now, but he's dying anyway. They went through his entire mana pool there. Bottom lane. They're forced to get back.
SVG starting to do a little bit of damage here. Those glaives hurt.
They do. Even though he's only level 1. God, you gotta feel so awful right now if you're a K1. I mean, you don't want Lelis coming online. If he's able to get a very quick Blink Dagger, Blade Mail, like your Venge just dies, your Bat Rider dies. You have some tanky heroes. He did the thing. Everyone want to make that clear. Want to suicide to the tower, get himself back to base quicker than TP to another lane, full HP and mana. But yes, like I was saying, ooh, I'm gonna stop myself because bottom lane. They go on to Whisper.
Out of here, and now they'll go for Whisper, but they just don't have the damage. He doesn't really have mana to work with. He does have a Mango that he'll pop, but it really doesn't get him anything. And Schofield actually secures the haste rune, so he can go bottom, potentially see a kill onto the silencer, depending on how forward they are. But I say that, Arcane Curse, right click's coming in, Whisper in some trouble, and there's the kill from Yawar on a Whisper. It's not only +2 permanent intelligence stolen, but it's a free permanent agility. Yawar losing those gloves of haste.
Oh my god. Whisper. His stats are in shambles right now. He stole the agility and the int. This is going to be the world's weakest Whisper / Batrider.
Arcane Curse, Yawar chasing, and he wants to get this kill. But I think Schofield, he is definitely low. I think Yawar could have maybe committed for this a little bit more. Didn't go right towards him, and that ended up allowing Schofield to get away. Maybe a little miscalculation on maths.
I mean, they don't need to play over-aggressive. They're winning right now, and again, I definitely would have favored Quincy Crew's draft this game. All their games have been pretty fast. You are slightly worried against this Medusa in the ultra late game, but you know, at the rate things are going at, we're not going to get there.
Arrow, K1, he is not having a fun time, I'll tell you that much. He is dead again for the 3rd time. You are playing games with that Centaur.
17-1 now. You got Gloves of Haste, you got a Wraith Band, Boots of Speed, then a couple of branches. And this is Poor Town, the Medusa. Meanwhile, Quinn is just biding his time in the mid lane. Of course, he's going to out-CS the Dragonite. Top, they go into Stinger.
In trouble, and Medusa, you die too, and so will this Venge. You come over with a Mystic Snake, but you're not helping anybody in that situation. You already get the kill there. And that is, what, 4 kills in that top lane already?
Radiant should look to their middle.
I mean, and 3 of them are onto the hard carry that you need to get online. I mean, this is the only hero that's going to be doing damage in these team fights, I feel. Yes, Whisper is going to be able to carry you through the early game on this Batrider, but, you know, that's only going to get you so far. Once Magic Resistance and BKBs come online, Quincy Crew is going to rip you apart.
Quinn taking some damage. Chris Luck pops the Elder Dragon form. Quinn trying to farm up as much as he can. We miss another kill on the Stinger up top. I was looking over at Quinn with Chris Luck playing aggressive, I believe. Thinking about throwing a Dragon Tail. He does have 14 wand charges, but it's not worth, I guess, the health. As Whisper gets a kill on SVG. My apologies for missing those 2. Pounce leashes, though. Whisper in trouble. There should be another one, and it will be. Quinn low again over mid. I thought Chris Luck might play that a little bit more aggressively, and he did end up popping the wand.
War might re-engage here. Schofield, you walk too far forward. You will pay the price. Fortunately, only 1 point into Pounce. He's got a pretty high cooldown right now. And you have a lot of movement speed on your clockwork with these tranks. But careful, my friend. You know, if you give Slarka any better game than he's having right now, you're just going to get torn apart.
So this is a scaling lane bottom for Quincy Crew. So we'll see if they can scale some more. You've got 2 permanent intelligence, 2 permanent agility. That's gonna be nice. Quinn, level 7, so the question becomes, will he make a move to try and play aggressively? But there's 3 heroes around Schofield. And Quinn, he's got enough mana if he really wanted to ball lightning away. However, SVG's right here. They're going to get a TP in. I'm not sure Schofield spotted SVG, so SVG is going to move forward. They'll look for the Vortex. They can't land the arrow. They'll move in with the Starstorm. So now, the damage coming in immensely. They get the cogs, and that'll keep the side of Quincy Crew away from getting these kills. The arrow missing the mark. Chase on SVG for a moment, but that doesn't get a kill either, and it's just a bit of damage trade going on mid. Meanwhile, Hector, top, dueled, in trouble, under the tower. The chase is on. Hector one shot from dead, and chasing him under the tier 2 is Lelis. Stinger then mid dies to MSS. And, oh, Jesus, SVG, where are you dying?
SVG died to the clockwork. You know, got him with the flare. See the sniper moves out of the Marana. Schofield got him too.
I don't.
MSS is now in trouble.
Him, he's got to leap in a second, and Sark's coming over.
Oh
he could
no!
Turn and throw an arrow. They got the pounce. That leash is up. Now the lasso's out onto the Marana. They get the kill on MSS. Schofield not dead yet. Yawar low on mana. He's got 7 wand charges to play with and a pounce up in 6. He won't commit to going onto the high ground. SVG joins him. And I'm surprised. It looked... I definitely thought that there might be an arrow thrown at that clockwork.
Yeah. I was thinking so too, but fortunately, you're too busy trying to avoid that bat rider ended up bringing you back with the lasso. I mean, it's great that they commit that one, but any kills on Beast Coast to get back in this game, you're willing to take. You're not choosy with your cooldowns and what ultimates go on to who when you're down this kind of lead in the early game.
Look at where Hector is able to farm. Basically nowhere. Well, is pressuring inside the jungle. He's got phase boots going into an early blink dagger. He's only 1,000 gold away from that. Having a very good time thus far in the top lane, and Hector having the exact opposite time. Ball lightning, vortex, that comes out from Quinn. That's all the way in the jungle. They look for the kill on a stinger over some of that mana, but he's got the ball lightning over again where he'll finish off this Venge. He's getting surrounded a little bit as Crystal comes over with a double damage. Ooh, avoids the dragon tail.
That is a 2,000 speed projectile he just dodged. Not bad. Quinn's got some moves. There's a couple of... God, how long ago? I don't know. A couple of years ago, they changed that one around. The dragon tail used to be an instant range stun, but they nerfed it.
Ball lightning in, Chris Lock. Cogs push him away, so now ball lightning even further. They've got the electric vortex. Do they have the arrow to follow this up? Not yet. Chris Lock taking a lot of damage. The wave of terror comes through from Stinger, looking for a magic missile target. That hits out of Quinn, who's low on mana. Again, double damage available for Chris Lock. They don't get a kill on anybody here over mid, and your war is not coming over. Dragon tail hits on the Mirana, who leaped away, so out of harm's way.
But they get a couple of kills under their belt, but things not looking much better for Beast Coast. Chris Luck's back against the wall. He loses int. His HP drops. He might be able to grab SVG.
They got lasso. I mean, that's their control used for that. They do get the kill. They end up losing Stinger. Hookshot comes in on Alelis. He's inside the cogs. Pop and press the attack. Dragon tail hits. They get the kill on the Legion Commander. The entire time, though, Yawar takes your bottom tier 1 tower, and he's continuing to freely farm bottom, going into the Echo Saber not too far away from it.
Yeah, they pop 4 to 5 right away to try to keep this push going, slow down Yawar's ability to farm. But, it's not going to do a whole lot. You did get a couple of kills there, but like you were saying, you lose the map control, you lose the towers. I feel like, you're fine giving up the Legion Commander and the Silencer there. SVG, what's he doing? Thinking about where he wants to go. Doesn't have level 6 yet. He needs to sit in the lane for a little while. Global silence is wildly important for them to be able to take these team fights, possibly this mid tower, which is still sitting at full HP. They haven't managed to touch it yet. Makes sense. You're playing against the Dragon Knight. He's one of the better heroes. It's just, sitting there, keeping heroes alive. I'm a big advocate for putting these chonky boys in front of the tier 1 towers and someone else behind them to spam out the creep wave. I think, Axe, Underlord, excellent for this. Tidehunter as well.
While all that's happening, Medusa's kind of been forgotten about inside the jungle. So Hector, he's got that Yasha. He's an ulti orb away from the Manta style. Blink Dagger, though, picked up by Lois, so they might look to invade. And yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. They've got the Blink Dagger, they'll ball lightning all the way in. It's a vortex. Cogs aren't around anybody. Hookshot away. You still have Blink Dagger, well, not delivered by Lois yet, so they actually don't have that to close the gap. They just get the kill in a Schofield, and Venge is just able to TP out.
But with one hero forced to TP away, the other hero taken down, Venge isn't going to be able to head to top tower, and that'll open that one up, especially since that Fortify is down, so Lois will whack away at this tier 1, and they'll get more control of the enemy team's jungle.
Pounce, Leash, onto Chris Lock. They're coming over with Moonlight Shadow, Flame Break, trying to save him, ball lightning over. They have the lasso that's now onto the Storm. Do they have the follow-up damage? Doesn't look like it. Electric Vortex locks up the Bat Rider. A couple more shots. Arcane Curse. Is that going to be enough as he tries to run?
He is dead. Omae wa Shinderu, as they say.
is usually.
Sorry, Whisper. He's taken down. Dragon Knight definitely not the hero you want to initiate on. And right now, of course, with one point, I think you're not stealing stats.
Over the cliff, hookshot hits on Yawar. Now Yawar, Global Silence comes in. He's able to get out of the cogs, but is he away from the battery assault? Yes, he makes some distance. They get the kill to Schofield. They look over at Stinger. They've got themselves the duel. They kill the bench. They look for Chris Luck. They've lost themselves Quinn. So Storm going down. Is this still worth it? You betcha. Chris Luck turns around, looks over at MSS. They just don't have the damage to get the kill to Chris Luck just yet. SVG sitting low here. Not a lot of health. Not a lot of
body blocks.
6 wand charges. The body blocks come in, and now MSS, he falls to Chris Luck. Whisper comes over. No lasso to work with. Arcane Curse slows them up. Right click's coming through, but the blink away from Wellis will get him some distance and an escape away from the DK and the Bat Rider.
Whisper. Yeah. He's been having an okay game. Again, it's him keeping Beast Coast alive right now. 5-3-0. But again, while it wasn't the best fight in the world for Quincy crew, you take more and more control of the map. Ooh. Quinn? Deny that tier 1 tower. I think it is wild that the enemy tier 1 is basically untouched. This Dragon Knight was a very good pick here for being able to hold these towers. And again, you're able to initiate on basically everybody else, but with the Sange for the status resistance, the the HP regen amp, the bracers, you're healing 33 a second right now. You've got 2100 HP. You've got 21 armor.
Catching Schofield, they've got Electric Vortex, and the damage there for Yawaru now goes to 3 permanent intelligence, starts to invade the jungle.
Yeah. I mean, they're making the moves they need to make now on Beast Coast. I mean, they've kind of accepted that Tristlock is going to exist.
Duel. Starstorm out. Do they have the damage before it's over? Yes, they do. So, the infinite scaling lineup here. Legion gets dual damage. Silencer gets intelligence. All of a sudden, he goes from a long while on 2 to 12 permanent intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point, Bkop. I was saying that late game Medusa's happy to take it there, but when you got 3 heroes who scale infinitely on your team, how late do you want to take it? And we're 3k net worth up, but like I was trying to say before, I'm watching this closely. I feel like one team's about to jump on the other. Like I was saying before, you accept that you can't really go on the DK or to the middle tower. That is the area he's sort of roaming. He's got too much HP, armor, status resistance, regen, and now he's got disarm. So you just pick off the heroes elsewhere. You take the top tier 1, you take the bottom tier with 1, you play around those areas. Avoid Chris Luck. He's not going to out-farm you. He's tanky, but he's slow. And he won't out-farm your heroes. You are sitting at the top of the net worth. So, let Chris Luck walk there. Look behind him. Look for the heroes.
Ooh, they're going to
here
go
you go.
First. Ball lightning all the way through. Global Silence is used, so they can't stop this. So get the kill on the Bat Rider. That means dual damage. That means a little more intelligence for SVG trying to TP out. There's the pounce as well as the leash. So now it's dual damage, it's permanent intelligence, and it's looking like Yawar. He's got permanent agility. Yawar now dominating. 4K lead for Quincy crew.
They haven't managed to bring him down that one time in that fight over by the Radiant mid tower. It was the press the attack and the Global Silence that kept him alive. They couldn't quite finish him off with any spells, and of course the HP regen, press the attack, made him just survive with the dragon that was throwing out on him. Ring of Aquila found. Slog's going to be happy about this one. It's an item that he would build otherwise prior to them removing it from the game, then adding it back. Van brace for the Medusa. It's a blessing, to be sure, if they don't give it to Dragon Knight. But he's got the poor man here. The damage block actually might be a better item for him.
Oh, arrow hits on the Medusa, but they won't come charging in. Arcane Rune picked up for Quinn. He'll enjoy that.
Dire should look to their top tower.
Yeah, one farming multiple stacks at once. He didn't go Mask of Madness like we see most Medusas go, but he's managed to catch back up anyways. This is something we see a lot of the time out of Beast Coast. If we see this regardless of Hector having a good game or not, but when he has a bad game, they kind of they play over aggressive. They lose their heroes a little bit. They might lose a couple of towers, but they do an okay job of holding their base until Hector has the items he needs. But I feel like you're just going to lose the majority of your team. Like, you're going to get global silenced. One guy's going to get dueled. Somebody else is going to get pounced on, like we saw at bottom when DK tried to initiate. Just walk right past him, go on the other heroes.
Terror thrown out, but they're really not going after Quincy crew that well.
He's actually rushing a butterfly right now, 1k1. I'm interested in that. You know, I'm not sure that's the play. A lot of the damage is physical attacks. Again, the silencer is throwing out his glaives, meaning he has a lot of intel. You have the storm spirit, you have the slark, and you know, an MKB is going to come out very slowly in comparison to this butterfly. Considering you're only, what, 1,800 net worth away from it? That's around the time that... So Slark's going to finish his Scotty around the same time Medusa finishes the Butterfly. Then all of a sudden, Medusa will be able to fight this Slark, and Slark's going to have to farm up like 4.65k gold before he really wants to take a fight again.
Quinn. Ball lightning avoids the hook shot. Schofield now already used that hook shot. They've got the pounce as well as the leech. They'll look for the duel, but there's the swap. Schofield, global silence, has to get used. Ball lightning all the way in. They've got the electric vortex on a Hector, and he's dueled up. He ends up dead. They're going to get the kill onto the Medusa. Now look to the rest. Stinger, Schofield, they both drop. Now finding themselves the clumsy end of a Chris Lock as well as the Spirit Vessel to chase him under the tier 2 tower. They've got the pounce that leashes away, and they'll get the kill. They'll take him out. 4 heroes gone on the side of Beast Coast. None dead on the side of Quincy crew. Gets to 7 permanent agility, 60 dual damage, and 22 permanent intelligence. Scale, scale, scale we will.
I missed the start of that team fight. I glanced away, but my biggest takeaway is Bkop, my friend. This Medusa got gone on without mana shield activated. 100% mana as he died. That is not good. The global silence probably came out the duel afterwards, but you know, if you have any lack of idea where the enemies are, you feel as if they could initiate onto you, you need to keep this enabled. Again, half the point of this pick is it's too hard for them to bring down. And you know, if you die within that global silence on Medusa, as you shouldn't, because you should have mana shield activated.
Ball lining over, looking for Whisper. First right click, they should have the vortex, but they go into the lasso first. So Quinn actually dealing with a little bit of a lack of mana. He does have a regen rune that he can back off with and pop. They've got the Rocket Flare out. They hit the Dragon Tail out on a Yawar. Flame Break pushes back Quinn. Quinn in a little bit of trouble. He can't get this regen rune off. They've got the control. They'll go into the Moonlight Shadow. They hit the dust. They'll hit the cogs. They'll get the kill on a Quinn. Now they look over at Yawar. Meanwhile, off screen, Stinger ends up dead. Yawar taking a couple of shots over at Schofield. He's got a lot of damage. Goes into the Shadow Dance, but now might need to run. Dark Pack, Arcane Curse coming through from SVG. He gives a little bit of help over to the Slark. They've got Lois coming over. They might be looking for a duel. They'll set up. They've got duel up in 30 seconds. Oh, no. Duel was actually used on the Venge. I didn't see that as that kill was off screen. They've got themselves the Heaven's Halberd. That disarms this Slark. They still continue over to Chris Lock. They hit another Arcane Curse onto both Whisper and Chris Lock. Backs them away. That keeps the Slark alive.
Forced to get back now, but you are being alive. He's got a couple stacks of essence shifts stolen from the enemies to power him up. You know, he's happy to take these scrappy fights and go back in. He's got his Scotty. You know, he sees K1 Hector with the Eagle Song, with that quarterstaff. He knows, okay, he's going for the the Butterfly. I need to go MKB next, and I should have no problem taking him down. For now, the enemies are a little bit too tanky for him, but you know, just finishing the Scotty, getting the MKB, then maybe a Basher afterwards, should have no problem ripping through the heroes.
Hector nearby. You are actually dealing with a little bit of a lack of mana and no Shadow Dance.
Yeah. Quinn, though, he finds a kill down the bottom lane onto Whisper, who's trying to get some farm and to get the dual damage. Plus 100 now on Lelis. But, you know, you are, he did see Medusa. He knows he doesn't have the Shadow Dance at the time, the lack of mana. And of course, he sees the Butterfly now complete on Medusa, so he thinks better of it.
They've smoked.
He's all right.
Interesting. Hook shot comes through, that hits on a Quinn. They've got the cogs to push him back. Global Silence comes in, so that's going to save Quinn. Now they go to the back lines looking over at Hector. They have the Electric Vortex. Yawar's starting to come into this fight. Overwhelming odds. Hits on a 3. Goes into the Shadow Dance. But they've got themselves the Heaven's Halberd, and now they're going to fight with the Stone Gaze. Yawar is surrounded, but goes after Stinger, gets the kill on the Venge, and now looks over as Chris Lock hits the Dragon Tail, gets hit by an arrow. That comes through. Ball lining over. They've got the damage to take on the DK. Now MSS gets credit for that kill. They've got the Electric Vortex. That locks up the Medusa. Schofield, he's inside the cogs. They've got themselves the duel. So, can they get the kill before the duel is over? Yes, they can. They've got the damage. They'll continue on forward. They've got the clumsy net. There's the arrow from MSS. 4 heroes down on the side of Beast Coast once again. And that was a very well thought out fight by Quincy crew, using that global silence, beating them in, and finishing them off.
That was the turnabout. It didn't look like that was planned there. That global silence, the timing on that was so clutch. It was so close to the Storm Spear just dying to that Dragon Tail. I feel as if he committed the ultimate right away and got the range one off on him. Storm Spear would be dead and it'd be a completely different fight. In fact, even after the global came out, I didn't think that they'd be able to take down a Quincy crew, but they committed hard. If you can't win a fight in a situation like that, I'm not sure when you can. I don't know how Beast Coast come back and win this game. After that one, they're going to have the Aegis. They're going to have an MKB on Yawar. It feels like it's too late. Your abilities are on cooldown now. You don't have Stone Gauge, you don't have Dragon Form. You don't want this!
Cogs go around SVG, push back Loyalist. Now they've got the Arcane Curse that lands on the 3 of these heroes. They look for the damage out onto the Legion Commander. They get the Cone of Loyalist, but the ball ending over. They've got themselves the Aegis in the hands of Quinn. They get the Cone of Stinger as well as Schofield. They look over at Chris Locke. Chris Locke here with the Arcane Curse. That's still going on as well as on a Whisper. Quinn getting low. K1, he comes into this. Yawar, Essence Shift. It's 23 stacks. Moves back off this Stone Gaze. And, well, that's all they can do on Beast Coast.
Yeah, I mean, you buy back on several heroes. You try to commit. You know, you're forced back, and Quincy crew, they're happy to wait a little bit longer. Again, we only need what, 2,650 gold, another 1k for Shark to have this MKB, and after that he's laughing. He's doing the magical damage through DK's armor. He's going through his Heaven's Halberd evasion. He's going through the butterfly evasion from the Medusa. You know, Bkop, their backs are against the wall. This looks very bad. They've got no way back into this.
Yeah, it does not look good. Still just dealing with the Heaven's Halberd on this DK. We've got a Heaven's Halberd now on Lelis, which means Medusa that much easier to kill. Ball ending over. They've got the vision on him. They have this ward down, and they caught K1. They've got him stunned up. Hookshot comes in, and that's going to just lead to Schofield going down as well. They've got the Spirit Vessel as well as the last word. Down he goes. Another 2 for SVG. Whisper comes in, but the Global Silence is there before he's able to get the last of the hit. The duel to follow that up. Down goes Whisper. Queen gets credit for the kill. More dual damage going the way of Lelis. He's now at 140. They look over at Chris Hawk. They hit the arrow once again from MSS. It's actually perfect. He is really an archer sniper. They get the kill on a Chris Locke. More permanent int, more damage, more agility. They're racking up the int, agility, and damage.
Even as they went on DK there, Yawar keeping his awareness up. Like, he sees Vengeful Spirit up on the high ground getting ready to swap the DK out. He starts approaching the Venge, so if the Vengeful Spirit tried to swap the DK out, they would just both die there. Yawar, even in a winning game like this, you know, he pays attention to everything that goes on, does everything he needs to make the game even easier.
For the duel that hits onto the Venge, more dual damage. Winner chicken dinner, 160 dual damage. Yawar, he gets chased, pounces in between both K1 as well as Whisper, but look at the damage he's doing onto this Batrunner. They go into the Stone Gaze. They've got the Arcane Curse. He turns the stone Electric Light Orchestra style. Yawar taking a lot of damage into 4. He goes down. Hector gets the kill. They take out Whisper, but now they need to back without their Slark.
Yeah, just too much damage finally coming in from them. There's just no way out of those power cogs once the Clockwork is on top of you. And, you know, they do not have the save in that situation. I mean, 4 staffs eventually will get him out. I think Silencer will eventually get one. He has the money for one, in fact, if he chooses to buy it. But that's more of a Yawar problem, committing too hard, him not having the Aegis. You know, you play around what Quinn decides to do with his Aegis and Arcane Room. In fact, Quinn, no, he gets to do what he wants right here. Let's take a look.
They had the ward on this. They have the vision. They go in the Arcane Curse. Got the silence out onto Chris Luck. They can't give chase. They back off, not having their Slark, who died under the tier 3 tower before.
I don't think so. I think Quinn will go back in here. You know, he's balling right now. He's got the Arcane Rune. Show me this NA Dota action, Quinn. Come on, get in there. Oh, come on. Look at him. He's too hesitant. He's 12-0 in this series. He wants to be 14-0 and take a 2-0 in this series. You know, that's not the NA Dota I know and love. I see them dive the enemy fountain to get a rampage.
All lightning all the way back, goes after Schofield. Cogs are down, but the arrow follows it up with the electric vortex, and they'll get another kill on a Schofield. Lasso.
Oh no!
Oh no, Stinger swapped him. That was out of the lasso. Not coordinated here from the side of Beast Coast. They get the kill on a Stinger. They've already taken out Schofield, so it's 2 against 5.
or 2 dead against the 5 now of Quincy Crew. So they've got 3 heroes left. Chris Luck got the Lotus Orb on him, but it's not going to be enough with Global Silence coming in from the Silencer of SVG. They've got the damage coming through into Hector. They lose MSS. Quinn moving in. The duel is out. Now, SVG still trying to right-click. They lose the Aegis. They'll buy back on the Venge. Hector getting low. You are going in with the Magic Missile. Dark packed it off. He focuses his attention over onto Chris Luck. The ball lightning around over to Hector. They get the kill out of this Medusa. They'll take him out for 74 seconds. They'll take out Stinger. They'll take out Whisper. Everybody dead on the side of Beast Coast. And Quincy Crew will wipe Beast Coast. And I wonder if they'll hold or if they'll just call it here. They don't have buyback.
They got Clockwork in position. You can take out SVG with a well-placed hook shot. The creep wave is in the way at the moment. All right. I'm not sure they're going to let him line it up, though. And these heroes, way too long to the back up. Dead again. I feel like you just call it here. You can't stop them. They're ripping through your base. 13 permanent agility on the Slark. Lelis, 160 damage. Silencer, smart guy, 38 permanent intel. Beast Coast, they're just not seeing anything. Are they tilted? Are they discussing strats for next game? I mean, once in a while I see this when I watch R6. Is someone will just sort of sit there and they'll discuss the next round, but it feels like with that lack of coordination, that's an optimistic view of me. I mean, we just saw them swap somebody out of a lasso. Beast Coast, they're falling apart at the seams here.
Yeah, it is not looking good. By the way, I just want to say, Venge has 13 deaths, 399 max mana.
Yeah. It's not looking good for him. This is somebody who's supposed to have a very good stat growth rate and base stats.
So I guess they'll give it one more fight. They've got the Dragonlance picked up going into the Hurricane Pike and then an MKB for Hector, but that is so far a pipe dream. It almost feels impossible. BKB's next for Lelis. You've got Quinn who's going over to the Orchid. He's got 27 Bloodstone charges. Let's keep the scaling going.
I'm not sure how they bring him down. He's got the Arcane Rune in his bottle. He's almost got his Orchid, you know. Paladin Sword now found on Yuar. He'll pick that up. How do you out-damage his sustain now? I mean, he's going to heal up under Shadow Dance. He's going to heal up when he's life-stealing off of you. He actually opted to go the lifesteal talent as well. So I'm not sure you can out-DPS his heal now.
Paladin Sword, that's help. Silver Edge here for the Slark. Oops. Ball lightning all the way top, looking for Schofield. Stops short of the cogs, now gets into them. Electric Vortex locks him up. Lelis hoping that he can get a duel. And then meanwhile, Hector getting chased by Yuar. They've also got the lasso back in the base. They'll pull in Quinn. Quinn not too far. He's got the mana to just ball lightning away from here, as well as the press the attack to help him escape successfully.
His health dropped pretty low there. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get the kill. They tore through a lot of Medusa's mana shield. Yuar is going to hold on to these stats for a little while. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his 25 plus 65 second essence shift duration. So I think they'll have them back by the time that they are ready to push the base here. In fact, Quincy Crew, they've been playing so calm and collected. If they don't see a window of opportunity, I feel as if they'll just wait for the next Roche to spawn and go with that. Especially when Quinn is sitting at such low mana. They smoke up, though. They're trying to create these opportunities, you know, if they can get a safe pick-off.
Oh, Hector.
And what's safer than this?
Arrow. What's safer than a Medusa by himself? The hookshot comes in from Schofield, but they already get the kill on a Hector. They look over at Schofield. They've got themselves a second. The ball lining all the way over to Stinger and Whisper. Right on top of both of them. They get the kill on a Stinger. They look over at Whisper. They have the duel. They get the kill. They'll take out 4. And that will be the GG call by Beast Coast.
Just like DC's and Beast Coast torn apart this game. They never had it. The BM silence coming out at the end. My God, Quincy Crew. This is Beast Coast, the number 2 team in the group stage of this tournament. Bkop. This is their top contender of Quincy Crew, and look at what they just did to them. This is insane.
Yeah, very, very meticulous from Quincy Crew, and a very easy victory for them, nonetheless. And ripped them apart. Yuar died once. Quinn died twice. I mean, when you have 5 total deaths on your cores, you know something's going right. That's for sure.
And everything going wrong for Beast Coast. K1 dying from the start of the game, getting hit by these arrows. That one time managed to get caught out without mana shield. I mean, you pick Medusa and the Vengeful Sphere because they're so hard to go on when they're together. It's too difficult to burst them down right away. The swap out allows you to recover and reset the fight, taking advantage, but again, they never had it. They weren't able to get Medusa online at all. I mean, they ended up giving up so much of the map for a while as well, taking all these unfavorable fights on Beast Coast and using them as space for K1 to get back in the game, which never ended up happening.
Yeah, he tried his hardest to get back into the game, but like you said, it just never happened, and it ends up being that Quincy crew take game 1. So we'll be back with game 2 in just a moment. Quincy crew with a 1-0 lead, looking to continue their unbeaten streak. We'll see if they're able to accomplish that coming into the next game. We'll see you in just a second. Stay right there.